Hi, and thanks so much for joining me today. We are doing a full face tutorial as promised. I mentioned during the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury video last week that I would show you a full face tutorial. Obviously, this is not the same day. I took some of the feedback that I got. The lighting still is too bright, so I'm trying natural light this time. So please let me know if this works or doesn't work because I will continue to make adjustments. But I thought I'd try no artificial light this time, and maybe that's the issue. And plus, I do like filming like this. It's a little less formal. There's not as much stuff to set up, so if you like this better, I'll be really happy. But I'm gonna go through some of my favorite products I'm using right now and how to use them, and I really don't have much of anything covering my skin right now in terms of foundation, just some concealer. And yeah, so if you wanna see how I got here, it's pretty casual, easy look. It took me a lot less time than when I do my makeup for video, which my husband calls game face. This is not game face, this is like everyday going out type makeup. We're actually going out this evening, so it's about 13 hours after I woke up, so it's been a long day already, and I just got ready with you. If you want to see how I got here using some of my favorite products, please keep watching. Starting with the Hollywood Flawless Filter, Charlotte Tilbury 5 Tan. If you want to see the quick little demo of this, I put it up last week, and hopefully you can see a little bit better today. You can quickly see how it just has a nice filter on it and evens out the skin tone. And I had a question, can you use this instead of foundation? Yeah, if I didn't have these spots right here, I wouldn't wear foundation, I would just wear this. So if you have pretty nice skin and you just want to even out your skin tone, I think it's a great product to do that with. I'm gonna add just a little bit of the Tatcha Pearl. If you saw my video before, you can see how much is left in there. It's quite a bit. And I don't remember how long ago that was, maybe a couple months. So I just dot that underneath and sweep it out. Really gently though. And I have redness under here more than darkness, but it still brightens the area. Yeah, it looks really brightening, but that's okay because I'll put some concealer on top of that. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the BECCA Backlight Priming Filter, this one right here, and it's the warmer toned one, and I'm just gonna place it in the areas where I'm gonna put some concealer. So right in these areas where the pores are, and right here, I just want it to stick a little bit better. Oh, these are the Hourglass Veil Retouching Fluids in Sand and in Honey. I keep looking up at the screen. Try not to look at the camera. This is a different camera for me to use, but maybe it'll be better. Okay, so sand is going right here. I'm just gonna kind of blur those areas that need a little bit more coverage first. And I'm gonna use sand in the center, then right up here as well. And I'm gonna take honey and go on the sides like this. I get a little bit of darkness right here, right under, just like above my chin, and right along my mouth here, and then right here. Since it gets more tan, I'm using that to kind of blend in. I'm gonna pat that in. I have a dampened beauty blender. I'm just gonna bounce that on just to blend in a little bit better. You can still see there's a bit of darkness, but it's better. Blend everything in right now while I'm at it. So I might add a little bit more of the Veil Retouching Fluid, especially right here. Next, I'm gonna use these two products. I'm using the Tom Ford Waterproof Foundation Concealer and also the Naked Skin Deep Peach. The color corrector, I talked about the peach one, and I would use it, except that it fell on the floor and rolled away and broke. So now I just have these two, like this. I'm just gonna blend because I need a little bit more color correction on those areas that are darker. I've got my Rain Morse concealer brush. I'm just mixing that. I'm patting that on. Again, taking the Beauty Blender, blending. I'm going to let that settle a little bit. I'm going to use my Clé de Peau concealer in Honey. It's the SPF 25, just under my eyes. I just mainly apply it here. Looking a little bit tired. Been up since 5 this morning and it's almost 6 p.m. so we are going out and I'm just getting ready for that, which is why I also don't have my Even Up sunscreen, which is a daily staple. I do have a little bit of SPF though in my moisturizer. I have a Philosophy moisturizer with, I believe, 30 SPF. So even if I don't use my Even Up, I do have SPF in my moisturizer. I'm gonna go back and fix this a little. Blend. I'm gonna move along and probably retouch that as I go along, but I'm gonna do eyebrows next. Aha, I found it. It is the Wonder Brow in brunette and the spoolie that goes with it. Very important to keep those together. I didn't realize how much I was missing out on when I wasn't using this, but I'm just gonna put this in place first. And then I'm going to take the spoolie right here and I'm going to brush through upwards. I think I want to keep this a little bit more natural, so I don't know how much extra I'll put in on the brows. We'll see how it goes. So that's quick eyebrows. If you're looking for quickly doing your eyebrows, that is a good one. Next we've got the Mercier Caviar stick in Burnished Bronze, and I'm looking for a brush. Okay, I've got a Real Techniques shading brush right here. So these two together. And I take a little bit of that on the brush and sweep that over my entire lid. I like cream products because you can use your hands, your fingers here to blend in really easily. So hopefully that looks a little bit symmetrical. I'm kind of at an angle here. Then under the eye, I'm sweeping it up like this to continue that line going upwards. Gotta be careful not to let this droop. I'll probably go in with concealer just to conceal that area right there on the end, which is why I saved this concealer. I'll probably use that in that area right there. Next I'm going in with the Mercier Caviar eye stick. Caviar stick eye, Caviar. The eye stick in copper, which is one of my favorite eyeshadow sticks. I'm gonna go straight in with this. I'm starting here at the beginning point of my eye to the center, middle. So I'm starting here, I'm just going to the center. I'm gonna take my brush, same brush, and just blend that in. These layer really nicely together. I was debating on whether to get the new Hourglass eye product, eyeshadow. It's like in a little pot. When I looked at it, there were some residual, I don't know, bigger pieces of, I don't want to say glitter, but it was very definite particles of shimmer. So I don't know if that's, I don't know. I saw someone else using it and she looked really good. It didn't look as bright as I thought it would, which I like. I like a little bit more subtle, which is why I didn't get it, because I thought it wouldn't be something I would use. But let me know if you want me to try it. I'm curious about, I think it's like a coppery shade. I'm wondering if it's gonna look like this. Okay, so we are here with eyes and still needing some tweaking, but that's okay. I'm gonna probably conceal right now and just see how much I need to fix over here. So if you have this little part here that you want to conceal, just go in an upward motion like this. Also helps clean up the edges. It's not as pronounced over here, but over here it is, so it makes a big difference to camouflage this for me. Next, I'm going in with my mascara, Diorshow Maximizer 3D Primer. Just let that sit for a moment. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go in with, now this is a funny product because I said I didn't love it when I got it. It's the YSL Tatouage Couture Matte Stain in 7, and I love the one in, I think it's 23, I've got to check. I do love the deeper one, but I didn't love this one as much. However, together they're really nice. So let's do that while I'm waiting for the primer to set just a little bit. We'll go in with 7. Actually, let's do this first. I've got the Guerlain KissKiss Lip Lift Primer. I said that really fast. It's this one right here. I've talked about it before. I do use it, and when I use it, I'm happy with it, but I just forget to use it. Going with 7. So this is 7 alone, and I wonder if it's because I'm more tan now, or I'm not more tan, but my skin looks more tan because of the product I have on it. And then let's just mix it a little with the deeper shade. We'll let that sit for a bit. I've got the Hourglass Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. I'll go in with that. I really like this mascara. I've been using it ever since I got it. Okay, that's one coat. I'm gonna go in with the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara right here. I've got the Tom Ford, loved quite a bit. It is the Shade and Illuminate palette. The Shade and Illuminate palette, Intensity 1, Spring Summer 18. I've got the Luxie 504 angled brush, and I just go under and around the perimeter with the bronzer. See right there? It's a pretty good color match. I don't know, I didn't use it at first, but now it's kind of the only thing I'm using. Especially on that hairline. On the jawline. And I'm taking the highlighter and I'm just gonna use the other side, the more, the longer side, the taper side, the pointed side, the other end. And I'm gonna go right along here, right on top of the cheekbone and almost up in an upward motion. Really subtle. Along the bridge of the nose, and right here, right above the peak of the eyebrow. Next blush, Chantecaille Cheek Gelée in Lively. Again, I'm just taking the same Luxie 504 brush and I'm dipping it in on the side that I have the highlighter in. I'm just placing it on the cheek. Kind of between the bronzer and the highlighter. Just subtle. Something funny just happened on the camera, so I don't know what happened. Now for my sad, I am going to fill in a little bit on the eyebrows. I just noticed I have a sparse area, so my very sad, I don't know what happened to this thing, but it's been through a lot. It's the Anastasia one. I'm out of the Dior eyebrow pencil again, so that one's got to be ordered. I'm going to add a little bit more mascara and then powders, and then I'm almost done. I'm going to take a Real Techniques setting brush. I'm going to take the couple powders here. First, the Hourglass translucent powder, this one with H on it. I'm going to go right under the eyes. This one works pretty well on the darker areas too, but just for a little bit more help. Bobbi Brown Retouching Loose Powder in Peach 4. Go right on those, directly on those darker areas. Then let's go back to the Hourglass and catch these parts here. Just this area right here. Nose. Going in with my Hourglass palette, the Ambient Lighting palette in Dim Light, this one right here, and then Radiant Light. Got my Kevyn Aucoin buffing brush. I'm going to stamp with Dim Light, just stamp. Just to get that powder to really get in there without moving too much around. Because if I buff it right away, then I'll disturb too much of that concealer foundation I've put under there. Well, concealer, yeah, it's concealer foundation. I just really put that concealer or foundation concealer on the darker areas, and then I'm going to take a little bit of Radiant Light here and just use that as a transition to non-powdered skin. The very exterior will be unpowdered. The audio cut out the end there, so I added some Marc Jacobs highliner in blacker right here in the tight line area, and then, or I tight lined with it, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of the Marc Jacobs Enamored in Pretty Thing 318. Just right in the center. And that is it. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know what you thought about the lighting. Really am trying to fix it, so I thought let me just try no lights this time and see if that's any better. I just have natural light. I'm up against the window here. I do listen to your feedback and I'm trying to fix some things along the way, so please let me know what you think. And if you didn't like this lighting, also let me know, because I won't do it again. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thanks. These right here, I've got Sand and Honey, the Hourglass Veil Retouching Fluids. Is that focus not on? Autofocus. Okay, maybe not autofocus. Okay, well, I'm gonna let that settle in for just a little bit, and I'm gonna do I'm gonna do my eye